Welcome back to our channel, folks. Today is a beautiful day to gather around, pour a warm cup of coffee, and dive into the latest drama unfolding in our favorite town. We always love sharing these heartfelt moments and exciting twists with you, so let us settle into our comfy chairs and explore the incredible journeys waiting for us right around the corner. I have to tell you, when I first realized what was happening between Carly Spencer and Valentin Cassadine, I nearly dropped my teacup. Seeing these two find a quiet, unexpected connection while he was hiding out under her roof was nothing short of a miracle. We all know Carly is as stubborn as a mule and fiercely protective of her space. So the very idea of her taking in a fugitive like Valentin was a huge shock to the system. But as I watched their story unfold, I started to see the beauty in their quiet moments. They were two lost souls, both carrying so much heavy baggage from their pasts, suddenly finding comfort in the most unlikely of places. It was as if the rest of the world just melted away, leaving only the two of them to peel back the layers of their complicated lives. I honestly believe that in those quiet, hidden hours, a very deep and genuine bond was forged, marking the beginning of a love story that none of us ever saw coming. But of course, in a place like Port Charles, peace never lasts long, and my heart just ached for Carly when reality came crashing back down. Valentin was forced to pack up and head all the way to Geneva to spill everything to Z, the man we know as John Oliver. I can only imagine the sheer terror Carly must have felt in her heart during that time. When you finally let your guard down and allow yourself to care for someone, the thought of them walking out the door and never coming back is a tough pill to swallow. I could see the worry etched into her life, the fear that this fragile, beautiful thing they had just started building was going to be snatched away by the dangerous world Valentin always seems to be tangled up in. It is a feeling so many of us can relate to, that deep, maternal, and romantic fear of losing the one who finally makes you feel safe. Then, just when things seemed their darkest, sweet Jocelyn Jack stepped up to the plate, and I just have to say, bless her heart, Jocelyn managed to secure Valentin's freedom, but let us be perfectly clear about her motives. She did not do this out of any warm and fuzzy feelings for Valentin. No, Jocelyn did what any fiercely loyal daughter would do. She made a bold move to ensure her mother would not be slapped with criminal charges for aiding and abetting a fugitive. I have always admired the fierce, protective bond between Carly and her children. Jocelyn saw her mother walking a very dangerous line, playing with fire, and she decided to take matters into her own hands to extinguish the flames. It is a testament to how the roles sometimes reverse as we get older, where our children suddenly become our fierce protectors. However, Jocelyn is a smart girl, and she has some very deep suspicions about this whole arrangement. With Anna Devane making her return to town, Jocelyn is absolutely convinced that Valentin will eventually gravitate back to his old flame. I completely understand where Jocelyn is coming from. Anna is a legend, a woman of immense grace and history, and she and Valentin share a past that is incredibly complicated and deeply rooted. For a young woman looking out for her mother's fragile heart, the ghost of a man's past love is a terrifying thing. Jocelyn predicts that this lingering connection to Anna is going to create an impossible wedge between Carly and Valentin, ultimately leading to their heartbreak and a messy breakup. I can see why a daughter would want to brace her mother for that kind of devastating fall. And if dealing with a suspicious daughter and a legendary ex was not enough, we have the ever-brooding Sonny Corinthos deciding to stir the pot. It honestly makes me shake my head because it is the classic case of the pot calling the kettle black. Sonny has moved on, he has lived his life, yet he simply cannot stand the idea of Valentin and Carly being together. His possessive nature over Carly, even after everything they have been through and all the times they have parted ways, is as strong as ever. I heard the news that Sonny is planning to take matters into his own hands this summer, and he has even enlisted Brick to help him tear Carly and Valentin apart. It just goes to show that some men cannot bear to see a woman they once loved find happiness with someone they consider an enemy. Sonny is using his resources, his power, and his shadows to meddle in a relationship that he really has no business being in anymore. As if Sonny's meddling was not enough to make you want to pull your hair out, we also have Lulu Spencer back in the picture, and she is making her feelings abundantly clear. Lulu absolutely does not approve of this romance. I have always felt that the Spencer family carries a very strong, sometimes overwhelming sense of pride and moral judgment Lulu looking down on this pairing adds a whole new layer of family betrayal and heartache to the mix. It makes me wonder just how far Lulu is willing to go to take down both Carly and Valentin. Family feuds in Port Charles are never quiet, and when a Spencer sets their mind to something, you better believe a storm is brewing. I worry deeply about the emotional toll this will take on Carly, feeling like she is caught between a rock and a hard place, forced to choose between the man she is falling for and the family she has loved her entire life. In other words, Carly and Valentin are staring down a mountain of obstacles. They have Jocelyn's doubts, Anna's lingering shadow, Sonny's active sabotage with Brick, and Lulu's fierce disapproval. It is enough pressure to crush any normal relationship. So the big question I keep asking myself is whether they will crumble under the weight of all these people hoping for their downfall, or if they will somehow find the strength to thrive and blossom into a true power couple despite all the terrible odds stacked against them. I want to believe in their resilience. I want to believe that love, especially a love found later in life, when you know exactly what the stakes are, can withstand the meddling of ex-husbands and disapproving family members. But just when you think you have a handle on the family drama, a brand new, incredibly dark cloud rolls into town. The situation with Brennan is introducing a level of danger that goes far beyond bruised egos and family squabbles. Brennan brings a darkness and a serious threat that is making this entire situation explode in ways we never anticipated. This is not just about whether Sonny is jealous or Lulu is angry anymore. This is about real, terrifying trouble that could put Carly and Valentin in absolute jeopardy. I feel a knot in my stomach just thinking about how Brennan's dark involvement is going to test the very foundation of what Carly and Valentin have built. It forces them out of their cozy hidden bubble and throws them right into the line of fire. Yet, amidst all this darkness, chaos, and family interference, I cannot help but let my imagination run wild with a truly beautiful thought. What if, instead of letting all this pressure break them apart, Valentin does the absolute unthinkable? What if he gets down on one knee and proposes to Carly? Just try to picture the sheer shock that would ripple through the streets of Port Charles. A proposal right now would be the ultimate act of defiance against Sonny, against Lulu, and against every single person who said they were doomed to fail. It would be Valentin's way of saying that he is not running away, not to Anna, not from Brennan, and certainly not from the woman who gave him shelter when the whole world was after him. I find myself wondering if Valentin is truly the ideal man for Carly to marry. He is complicated, he has a dark past, and he brings a lot of danger to her doorstep. But on the other hand, Carly has never been a woman who wanted a simple, boring life. She thrives on passion, on fierce loyalty, and on a love that fights back against the world. Valentin understands the darker sides of life, much like Sonny did, but perhaps Valentin can offer Carly a different kind of partnership, one where they stand shoulder to shoulder as equals. If they can survive the incredible storm that Brennan is bringing, and if they can tune out the loud, angry voices of their families, I truly believe they have the potential to become the most formidable power couple this town has seen in a very long time. It is a story that speaks to the heart of anyone who has ever had to fight for their happiness. It reminds us that love does not always come in a neat, tidy package. Sometimes it comes wrapped in danger, surrounded by critics, and tested by fire. I am watching this unfold with bated breath, hoping against hope that Carly and Valentin can hold on to each other through the thick and thin of it all. I want to see them prove everyone wrong. I want to see that surprise proposal happen, bringing a little bit of light and a whole lot of romance to a situation that has been clouded by so much darkness. We will just have to keep our eyes glued to the screen, holding out hope that true love, no matter how complicated, will ultimately win the day.